What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Ray V. Let's get it.
Sad boy.
Sad boy quote of the day.
F ain't for feels, it's for fantasies. So let's get into our deepest fantasies, baby.
I'll give you a third for him, though. Breaking news. Brandon Sorbsy denied entry to the supplemental draft. He seemingly will take the year off football and try to enter in the 2027 NFL draft. The letter sent to him and all 32 teams basically said he lacked accountability and only gave 3 days for teams to vet all claims and everything going on with him. They also said it's a privilege to play in the league and blah, blah, blah. Integrity. So I guess this makes it a lot easier for commissioners. Rip to all the extra fat managers out there. It's tough being rich. Kinda lame, but kinda makes sense. He wasn't just gambling. He was gambling on games he played in and everything too, blah blah blah, gambling, and yeah, it's the NFL's business and stuff, but I really didn't expect him to get declined. I thought they'd let him through and let whatever NFL team that took him grill him and work through it that way. He could still go to the UFL, play Canadian, blah blah blah, but it's not looking good for him, and he's looking to sue. He's looking to sue his going to be one day employers, probably, maybe, and I don't know if that's the smartest move. I don't know where he's getting all this money from. I don't know. I'm about to go into his NIL contract and see how much money he'd be making, because that's a lot of money to be suing all these people like that. I have no idea. I honestly think if he just, owned up to it right in the beginning, didn't take the lawsuits to the NCAA and all that. He just owned it, took accountability, say he's working through it. I mean, he's going to therapy and rehab for gambling and stuff, I believe. Something like that. They say that he went to go get help and everything. So, I mean, if he just owned it from the beginning, I think they would have slapped him on the wrist. I mean, at least they would have at least led him into the league and let the team, whoever drafted him, and deal with him that way. The coaches, the team, blah, 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 is what I would have thought. So he should have just owned it. Now he's going through the whole runaround, and now he's still going, and it's pretty crazy. The NFL saying that he submitted 3 days before the deadline is kind of crazy, though. Like, he submitted before the deadline. It doesn't matter how many days are left, right? It's just, he submitted. He beat the deadline, right? By 3 days is what I'm hearing. If that was the, reason why he didn't, that's a lame excuse. That's a lame reason. Just let the teams themselves, let all 32 teams vet it themselves, The draft wasn't going to happen next week. It was going to happen in, maybe August, maybe late July. Teams will have time to do it. It doesn't matter that it was 3 days before the deadline. That's kind of crazy. But they're probably just adding that in there to add a little something in there. But the word integrity was used 20 times, and that's kind of lame in my opinion. Oh well, though. The QB draft next year looks stupid packed. Comment section. PJ redacted. Questions. Penix sell low? Would that make Tua a sell low as well, since his value will go up if I sell now? Sell low on Penix. I think he will just continue dropping when Tua is named the starter. You can always try to big brain and buy him back before Tua gets benched or before the season ends, and Tua is still starting if you want to believe in Penix. I don't. But Tua wouldn't be a sell low because I can only see his value rising from here on out. Although it probably will peak when he gets announced as the starter in Atlanta. Today, I'm going to teach y'all how to win your Superflex Dynasty Fantasy Football leagues. Anyone can do it with patience and discipline. Let the master show y'all bums the ways of winning. Winning a Superflex Dynasty league is less about drafting the best players and more about understanding the economics of the format. The biggest mistake Dynasty managers make is treating Superflex like a normal league. It's not. Quarterbacks become the most valuable asset because a 12-team league needs roughly 24 starting quarterbacks every week, while only 32 NFL teams have starters. Scarcity drives everything. There are 7 important principles that actually win championships. Number 1, quarterbacks are your foundation, not your entire team. Most dynasty advice gets halfway there. Yes, quarterbacks are the most valuable assets. No, you should not blindly hoard them. I'd only hoard QBs if you're actively working the trade market. Hoarding just a hoard actually helps other contenders while wasting your own roster spots. Always be active in the trade market while being a QB hoarder. Elite QBs hold value for years and are difficult to acquire after startup drafts. But once you have 2 reliable starters, overpaying for a QB3 can weaken the rest of your lineup. Championships are often won through strength at wide receiver, running back, and flex spots. Not by having the QB1 and QB5 instead of the QB1 and QB12. You basically want 2 strong starting QBs, 1 usable backup QB, then focus resources elsewhere. 2, build around wide receivers. Dynasty is a multi-year game. Wide receivers last longer than running backs, hold value longer, are easier to project, and give roster flexibility. Running backs are championship pieces. Wide receivers are dynasty assets. A contender with elite wide receivers can buy running back production later. A contender built around aging running backs often collapses quickly. My ideal core would be 2 franchise QBs, 3 to 5 young productive wide receivers, and acquire running backs when ready to compete. Running backs are always easy to get last. There's always a manager selling old running backs that can still produce for picks or youth. Number 3, draft for value, not age. Many dynasty managers obsess over youth. Leonardo DiCaprio. That's a mistake. The goal isn't to have the youngest roster. The goal is to score the most points. Like productive veterans are often discounted, contenders should be buying aging producers, rebuilders should be selling aging producers. Always ask, will this player gain value, lose value, or help me win a title? Not, how old is he? Creep. Number 4, separate contenders from rebuilders. The middle is where dynasty teams die. After year 1, decide if you're a contender, trade picks for production. Buy running backs aggressively. Don't hoard future assets. If you're rebuilding, sell running backs. Accumulate first round picks. Prioritize quarterback and wide receiver value. Never try to do both simultaneously, unless you know what you're doing. And even then, it's still a tough task, I'm not gonna lie. Number 5, exploit rookie draft psychology and dynasty market. Every offseason, people fall in love with rookies. The rookie fever is real. Veterans become discounted. A common championship strategy is to trade rookie picks during peak hype. Acquire proven producers. Rookie picks are exciting, but points win championships. The Family Guy meme, man. You could have this boat, or you can have this mystery box. This mystery box could even be a boat. That's a rookie pick, dude. This rookie pick could be Justin Jefferson, or I could just have Justin Jefferson. You know what I mean? But people still want the rookie pick, you know? Hey, take advantage of the rookie fever. The peaks are right when the offseason begins, during the NFL draft, during your actual rookie draft, and when the camp hype buzz trickles in. This ties in with just playing the dynasty stock market. Simple tricks like holding handcuff running backs and selling them when they get the starting announcement. Doesn't matter if this is peak or not, take your profit and walk away. Holding players that have a realistic path to production and selling them off news. Even though you're competing, turning these players into picks or younger assets are more desirable for essentially all teams, whereas a handcuff or a player that's hot right now is only desirable for contenders. The picks or players acquired are a better insulated asset to trade with rebuilder teams for producing player points that they are trying to get rid of on their own team. It's a whole step-by-step process. It's a whole blueprint. 2 steps really. Easy, simple, but never really thought about by most. Number 6, trade in tiers. The best dynasty managers rarely make straight up trades. Instead, they tier down elite asset into slightly worse asset plus extra value, like elite QB to very good QB and a first round pick, or elite wide receiver to wide receiver 1 tier down and a young prospect. Over time, these small value gains compound. You don't necessarily have to win all these trades, more so you're diversifying your assets and gaining future value in a few assets rather than just one. This goes hand in hand with selling high as well. If you can sell high while tearing down, that is the most elite move in Dynasty. That small minimal gain in the moment can look huge in a few months. Of course, it could always go the other way. Don't forget that. We play the odds around here though. Don't know how to sell high? I got a bunch of videos on my channel already. No need for me to explain it all over again. Check them out. And number 7, think in windows. Every roster falls into one of 3 windows. Now or 1 year away, you buy points. 2 to 3 years away, buy ascending wide receivers and QBs. Full rebuild, buy picks and elite young cornerstones. Every move should fit your window. Yes, it's really that simple. Dynasty usually comes down to managers not classifying themselves in the correct window. Sometimes you see a manager as a clear rebuild, but they see themselves as a contender. It is what it is, but you can still take advantage of that and take their picks. Just because they're Delulu doesn't mean you have to be. If a contender is having imposter syndrome and thinking they're a rebuilder, take their good players. You take the points of their good players and only give up picks, you should be able to easily make a playoff push and your picks will be late anyway. Middle of the pack team should be the easiest ones to trade with. The first offer I send is a rebuild offer. Then I send a contending offer. I basically force them to pick a side, and then you work with that. Here's a trade tip. Look at the other manager's team. Literally seems so obvious, but you would be surprised how many managers simply do not look. If a team has 5 QBs, why on earth would they want your bridge quarterback? If a team has 6 starting wide receivers and needs a running back, why would they give up their only running back for a wide receiver? Please. Make it make sense. It happens way too often for real. Bonus tip, when they zig, you zag. If everyone hates draft picks, scoop all of them up. When everyone has rookie fever, you pick off all the points players from their teams. When people are in love with the 2027 class, you go for the 2028 class. Send an offer for their 2027 first. Then send a separate offer for their 2028 first and second. That illusion of choice is key. Now the manager thinks there's clearly a correct answer. 99% of the time they think the correct answer is that 2027 first. Now you picked up a first and a second in 2028 that will only gain value and go through its own rookie fever period. Patience and discipline. It's really that easy. Also note that the NIL changed the game. We no longer know if collegiate players will stay an extra year and milk that extra NIL money. A lot of players get more in an NIL year than what they would get their first year as a rookie for the most part anyway, unless they're a top pick obviously. Would be a shame if all those 2027 college kids stayed another year and declared for the 2028 class instead. As someone who zagged zagged and started hoarding 2028 picks already, that would be tragic. Bonus, I'm going to throw in a startup blueprint. Maybe I'll do a real and dedicated one for this with examples and stuff, but I'll just do a short bonus rundown right here. For a typical 12-team Superflex startup, rounds 1 to 3, get at least one elite QB. Rounds 4 to 8, secure your QB2. There is always a debate about going QB early versus QB plus elite skill player, but nearly all successful approaches prioritize getting strong QB production early rather than waiting too long. Middle rounds, hammer wide receivers. Late rounds, take backup QBs, young wide receivers, and ambiguous backfields. Avoid drafting old running back depth pieces that have little trade value. This is just one blueprint. In a startup, you have to remain fluid, and when they zig, you zag. If QBs go literally all first 10 picks and you're at pick 11, I am double dipping positional players. No need to follow the trend and lose value. Remember, value over everything. Draft value, then trade for positions is what you need to do. Of course, that means you have to engage with the other managers. Do not wait for them to come to you. That's where most people get stuck. The dynasty rule to remember: whenever you're considering a move, ask, will this player be worth more, less, or the same 12 months from now? The managers who consistently win dynasty leagues maximize both points scored and asset value. Most managers only focus on one. Master both and you'll be competing for titles every year instead of rebuilding every other season. Literally, you become a dynasty. I hope you guys liked the video today. Y'all need to win them chips in your league. Stop coasting and start winning. One of the most important ways for you to do that, though, is to never forget your daily dose of send that trade. Send it. Send it. That's it for today, though. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, rebuilds fade, dynasties reign.
Call me a lover boy, simp, Libra. It's more than love sick. I got a fever. Feelings overloading. Not to be a diva. Standing 10 toes down. I'm not gonna leave you.